Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Going to hour number 2 here of week number 12 of RollPlay Swan Song. Adam, let me unmute you, then we can talk. All right, talk.
You're on. It's your meeting, man.
Oh, yeah, it's my meeting. That's right. So since I don't have a gavel, I've picked up a bottle. It's an empty bottle of something. I don't know, some liquor or something. And I just, like, smash it on the floor. And just, like, look at the bottle, and I look back, and I'm like...
Mazel tov.
It wasn't supposed to break. Welcome to the tri-annual meeting of the RollPlay Swan Song crew. First off, I do want to welcome Mr. Wu to the crew. He's been on the board or ship for about 3 days, and that's the longest that anyone's ever been here. So please, commence with the glitter. I just kind of like wait around to see if anything happens.
All right, yeah. One of the onboard, like the overhead light, kind of just flickers on and off a little bit.
Great.
And then goes back on.
Fantastic. Now, Mr. Wu, as part of the celebration, we're going to play hot potato. And I pull out a grenade and toss it to him. And I say, now you got to find the pin, and you have 10 seconds, or that's going to explode.
Did you actually take the pin out of the grenade?
No, I just wait to see what he does.
All right, he like grabs it and looks at it, and then looks at you, and then just puts it in his pocket.
All right. There you go, sir. You've earned yourself a grenade. Now keep that to yourself. And, well, I guess the crew just saw. Look, don't blow us up. That's all I'm asking. Anyways, we need to have this meeting because we're about to enter into the Andoni airspace, and we're going to have to do some smuggling, of course, for our favorite person here, whose name I'm forgetting. Ma'am, what is your name that we're transporting? Regina? Regioni? Linguini? What is it?
Rajani.
There you go. It was a pasta of some sort. We need to smuggle us in. Piani, I think you're probably the best to help us with that. I would like my name to be Leezah. Leezah.
Documented on the compad.
There's a lot of complicated glancing going on. Like Rajani looking at Mr. Sakarian like, this guy? Really? And then looking at Higgs like, what is your problem? And then at Piani like, I don't know. Just whatever.
Now, Reggiani, where exactly are we dropping you off again? Do you know the location, or do I know the location?
She walks over to the like main little like hologram projector thingy and looks at Piani and then looks at the console and is like, "May I?"
Sure.
Okay. So she takes out her terminal, her like phone basically, and connects it to the system. Brings up an image of the planet of Andoni, and it zooms in on one of the like subcontinents, and she says, "We'll be landing here," and she points to an area outside of like most of the it's not a city or anything. You're not landing in a port or anything. It's like a small settlement there. And she says it's called Damascus Gate. It's primarily a dig site, archaeology. There's been a lot of that going on Andoni lately. We have a base there, and I'd like you to take me there. Now you notice when it zooms in that there's like a big like area around around all the cities that are like highlighted in green, and everything else is like bright red. And the place that she's like pointed at is in the like red zone. But she doesn't say anything about that.
Or what's the red zone mean?
Yeah, red is what does the red mean in your language?
She says that this map was taken from the Cultural Protectorate's archives. It shows areas they call the pacified zone, which is what you see in green, and everything outside the pacified zone, which is in red.
Well,
So
what distinguishes the two zones?
it's primarily a bureaucratic distinguishment, but it's nothing to worry about. It's an internal distinction between the two. The government believes that areas that are pacified have been controlled, and the areas that are outside the pacified zone have not. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, I'm just worried about getting our fucking asses shot out of the sky. Are they saying we land here and we're gonna have less problems?
She nods. Yes, almost certainly. The pacification zone it's where the Andonian Cultural Protectorate has most of their power. If you'd seen this map 3 or 6 months ago, the two areas would have been in somewhat different balance.
Well,
Soon the entire globe will be green.
how far is that landing point from where we left Andoni?
Like the other side of the planet, pretty much. Like, yeah, it's not. I mean, the Andoni has one. It has a planetary government, so there's information being shared, but it's not anywhere like in physical proximity.
And what's the tech level of this planet again?
Andoni is TL4, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this was the planet that was like Space Singapore, right? Where everything was like dramatically under, like within the city anyway. It was under all the like cameras, and it had drones and
Yeah, this is where we had the
hover cars and
parties,
stuff.
right? Where
Yeah.
we set the hotel room on fire.
Were you trying to set the hotel room on fire? You set the blanket in the hotel room on fire.
Hey, fire's a fire.
This is
So,
true.
so we're just dropping you off, like
Yeah, I got a question. Are we just dropping you off? Or
parachute, like to you, like what?
can we just? What if you just jump out of the plane? Rather, our ship. I call it a plane sometimes. It goes pretty quick.
Fucking-
What if you just jump out while we're like swinging by and we just say goodbye? Does that work?
She says, once you're inside the cultural protectorate sphere of defense, whether you stop and drop me off or I jump out at the side of the plane, as you say, it will make no difference. You might as well land and let me walk to where I'm going.
Okay. So the hard part's going to be getting in then. That's what you're saying?
Getting in and then getting out again, yes.
Well, what-
Customs here,
Oh.
the border is very tightly controlled.
Mr. Est, have you dealt with getting by customs aggressively, if you know what I'm saying, before? Is that a wise?
Yes, Mr. Higgins, if you'll remember last time we fled the police in pursuit with a aircraft ship that we shot down or shot at, cannot recall at this time.
Oh, yeah.
We narrowly made it out of here.
I think we all need new identities then. Because they're going to... Well, you didn't have that... You picked up that suit of that power armor thing that you're always wearing now.
Correct.
Afterwards, so you just wear that, you're good. They won't see
It's
your
more
face.
that the ship itself has its identification that'll be listed in an issue.
Well, Piani,
So-
is that hard to change?
You guys all notice that while Sicarian is talking, Rajani is like nodding and like her body language is that she's in agreement with pretty much everything he's saying.
Okay.
So we could change the identification of the chip. I mean, it's very possible they could still catch us doing it, but I mean, better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, I think we better change it. I think that's for the best. It's the captain. I'm declaring it. So, what should be the new? Let's call it. Let's call it the Reggiani Woo.
She
That's
She
the new
looks
name of the
kinda-
ship.
So yeah, Rajani kind of like looks a little like put out and is like, she shrugs. She's like, "You're the captain. You decide." And then she looks at Piani and is like I said before, if you need any help with anything, I'm gonna go back to my quarters unless you need anything from me.
Well, is there any particular identification we could give the ship you think would be better than another?
She shakes her head. No, any information that I could give you, any suggestion I might make would likely make things worse. We don't have a lot of friends on this planet.
Okay. I'll only. Yeah, well, I won't need your help. It's fine. Good.
I look at Miss Piani and I say, Miss Piani, it might be worth exploring as well, having Pi aid us in the recreation of our information for identification.
I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, sure.
I love pie.
No, he's get Pi to help you,
I-
Piani.
Fucking Christ. Okay. I will.
Okay. God, what the fuck is wrong with you? Where's your wheelchair?
You fucking made me leave it behind, you asshole. Stop bringing up shit that makes me hurt right here.
Oh,
All right, I'll go to the comm and I'll
Okay.
just I mean, I'll do it now. We might as well just
Get
Do it
to
now.
her. Okay. So are you? I mean, you have a bunch of options, right? Like you can just try and scramble the signal, in which case they're gonna see a ship whose transponder is obviously like broken or fucked up somehow.
I'm gonna do the equivalent of like cloning a Mac ID, right?
Yeah.
Like a network device. I'm doing like exactly the same thing.
Okay, so you want to look like a different ship.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, like a specific different ship, or like what? Like you can construct the identity of the ship. It depends on how long you want to take, and b how accurate you want it to be. Because you could basically go into the like registry for the ship, clone it, and then edit different fields and be like, oh, the ship was built at a different time and it came from a different shipyard and has a different name, and here's all the different, like, you can basically, the ship records all the times it's been repaired or whatever, so it's got lots of like historical
Right,
tags.
like a spaceship vid, basically.
Yeah, basically.
I just want to basically, if they use a transponder to ID the ship, I
Yeah,
just
they
want
will.
it to send a different VIN.
Okay, so
Basically, we're not going to go in and scratch all the identification off of the ship. So if they were to board us, we might be fucked. But that's
well, there's the hardware, like the black box or whatever, essentially on the ship, the computer core that records all this stuff for real. But like, basically, what I want to know is, do you want it to be like a random jumble of data, or do you want it to be like do you want to take the time to make up a fake ship to pretend that you are?
no. I'm gonna fucking use this fucking ship ID generator that I've got here on my fucking compad. I'm just gonna
Okay.
press it like I'll hit
Yeah.
the fucking generate key like 30 times just to make sure randomization's really good, and that's what I'll do.
Okay, make a computer roll, and you can add your new computery bonus.
It
Okay, so you got an 8. Cool. Okay, so 8 is the quality of your false ship identity. What's the name of the fake ship?
Well, it's fucking not gonna be Regina Woo or whatever the fuck. Uh, I guess.
The C word.
Yeah, SEAWARD, the C word.
I like it. This is carrying. They're kind of funny.
Well, I don't see that. That's your muse, man.
What? Oh,
That's some
No.
internal muse you got going on.
okay, whatever.
That advice came
my
straight
Miss
from Geoff.
Sicarian like guy pops up on my shoulder. See word. If you don't use it, I'll kill you. Okay.
Call it the monoblade. Okay, so you want to call it the C word?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it takes a few hours to like spoof the signal and like hide all the existing data and do some checks and everything. So you're going to be occupied with that for a little bit. What's everybody else doing before you go to?
I'm sorry. The chat suggestions that came across. Wong Bong. Someone suggested the Yellow Yoshi. So mentioned Swish Song.
Swish
All
Swang.
really good. All could have happened. So.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chad, for that.
So Prosper goes to his room, gets out a black briefcase, sets it on the table, clicks it open, and there's like 4 different binders in there, and he pulls out one of them, and on the front of it it says Perry Bow. He opens it up,
Okay.
takes out, international or interstellar passport, tucks it in his breast pocket, takes
The
out a
true-
comb,
the
like
The true
combs his
Dill
part over to the
identity.
other side. He's like,
Doing your secret agent thing.
yeah.
Awesome.
Clicks
Okay.
it back shut, puts it under the thing. And then I look up to the camera
Mm-hmm.
and I just go,
Awesome. All right, Higgs, what are you doing to prepare for your arrival on Andoni?
I go over. I go and find Wu, or I guess if he never left the board, I approach him directly afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gone back to what he was doing before when Prosper found him. So you find him, like, organizing some tools before he crawls back into the, like, crawl space.
All right. Yeah, I walk in. I'm just like, hey, can I get that grenade back, please?
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a grenade.
Wu.
He, like, winks at you.
As he winks, I wink back and I say, I'm going to kill you. Wink.
he's going to get killed.
He's like, he kind of is, like, not sure how seriously to take you. I was like, but you gave it to me. I need to defend myself.
What? How are you going to defend yourself on? You're an idiot. How are you going to defend yourself on a ship with a grenade if
It's like,
we're in
what
the
if-
same room?
What if Shindalians board the ship and chew everybody up, and I am the only survivor, and I have to detonate the core heroically
I
by
like
myself?
as he says that, I immediately interrupt him and like grab him by his collar, I say, if you ever fucking mention Shindales again,
Yeah.
I will end your life.
Damn you,
when
Koebel.
when you say that, you're like, he's like hanging from your grip. He goes like this. He's like, they have big teeth, like chainsaw.
Uh, th-
Terrifying. I need this grenade. Come on, Higgs.
he has
Just
his
one
tools in
grenade.
front of him.
What's that?
He has like his tools and everything in front of him.
Yeah, there's like his toolkit on the floor.
Does he have a big wrench? Like a
Sure.
heavy wrench? Yeah, I just
Totally.
grabbed the biggest wrench and just like hit him in the gut to knock the wind out of him.
Okay.
Before he
All
even
right.
says the stuff about the grenade.
Okay.
And I'm just
All
like,
right.
I'm
So yeah,
serious.
yeah,
Do not
falls down
fucking
back.
mention those.
He's
You
like,
are.
okay.
You're dishonoring my old friend. Don't fucking do that.
I did not know your mother was a Shindalian. I'm sorry. Big chainsaw teeth.
I walk back to the door and say, as I walk back to the door, I go, can you please show him what happened to Randy? And then I walk out.
All right, so he shouts after you. He's like, "Don't worry, Woo. I still love her. You tell her that. I still love your mother, even with chainsaw teeth."
Does the
Very
video footage
attractive.
stop playing?
And then yeah, the like video comes up, and he like and he's watching it as you walk away.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing, Mr. Securian?
I guess you say we're like 2 days out.
Yeah.
After the meeting, I just kind of go back about my business. I'm just
Yeah.
usual stuff.
Okay. Cool. I think when you get back to so you guys come into the Gunhild system like pretty soon after that meeting, I think. And so as such, when you arrive in the system, the Andoni, like the Gunhild satellite, starts beaming messages to the ship. Regular stuff, lots of spam, but some personal messages. And Securian, you get a text communication from the Stranger in the Alps, which is Mr. Falcon's ship. You want to take a look at it?
Who
Mr.
ship?
Securian.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
of course.
Mr. Securian got he got a message from Mr. Falcon's ship from the Stranger in the Alps.
Yeah, load it up.
Okay, cool. It's just a short message. It's encrypted, so the system takes a bit to encrypt it. You have to put in your like personal key or whatever. And when it comes up, it just says Titan Ano Ninsa, and then look out, like watch out, basically.
He, as I read that, he he reads it awfully quick, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Look of consternation on his face and just sends back a message that says, "Thanks, would like to meet and talk soon, Mr. S."
Okay. So there's a voice from the door to your like cabin. Maybe you didn't notice like the door was open or whatever, but it's Rajani, and she says, "Is everything all right?"
He turns and regards her, and they've built quite the friendship and trust, I guess, at this point. So
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you've had conversations. It's been pretty like business-like, but
yeah, I guess it would be suffice it to say that he has a good read on people, and it's not that he trusts her with his life or anything like that, but he trusts her fairly well,
Mhm.
and says, "Right now I'm okay, but something a bit of my past is coming to a head that many people will not be okay with afterwards, I feel."
she nods. A past is a hard thing to run from. I don't think you're the running type. This is interesting to me. Why
I did
don't
not
you?
choose to run. It was more that I was ran out. And you are correct. It does not sit well with me either.
And you expect confrontation with this element from your past?
He kind of looks at her for a second, and he like there's just a pause for just a moment there when he says, "Oh yes, there will be a conflict."
She nods. I think this is normal for you. Conflict?
It has a way of finding me. Yes, it's been my entire life basically.
Well, I hope that it's over quickly and that it goes well for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So we'll fade down there and come back as you basically are entering the Andonian like airspace. Now, was there anything else anybody wanted to do in preparation before that, or Can we jump to that?
Do we need to actually do anything for fake IDs or?
So the ship is what really matters. Like, they don't really care about individual people. So if the ship holds up, but if the ship doesn't hold up and they decide to impound it or whatever and interview you, then you might want to have something else in place.
Okay.
I kind of make my rounds to everyone in my combat armor, or assault armor, excuse me, and with each person I say essentially the same thing, which is, please be reminded we are wanted for murder on this planet. We fled the authorities, while our guys will probably buy us time. I'm expecting conflicts to address appropriately, and do not give up your original name. Let's get out of here as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of trying to position myself in a place where I'll run into Rajani.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah.
The ship's...
He's doing an iron cross above the women's bathroom, just like kind of hanging.
Hey. I think I might randomly
spiders down the
run into
wall.
her
Just, hello,
here.
Rajani.
It's hanging from the roof of her cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can casually run into her pretty much any time. Like, you all kind of eat meals around the same time anyway. So, yeah, if you want to talk to her, that's fine.
Yeah, I just what's her last name? Miss Van Dorn?
Yeah, Van Dorn.
I say, Miss Van Dorn, are you looking forward to visiting Andoni?
She shakes her head. Frankly, no. This planet gives me the creeps.
Is that because of the recent governmental changeover?
Totalitarianism doesn't sit well with me.
I understand. But that's very strange. I had the impression that the Madari Syndicate was a very totalitarian group.
That's a common misconception. The Syndicate is made up of several smaller groups, each with their own goals and ways of operating. The circle that I belong to is appropriate for my requirements, I think.
I was not aware of that. And they deal in trade in various different substances. You must understand, Ms. Van Dorn. I don't know if he has spoken to you about this, but one of our crew members has a problem with some of the dealings of the Madari Syndicate. I was quite worried that your forces and us, that we would come to blows.
She says, she like looks at her chronometer and it's like, it is early yet.
Prosper laughs.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I think that Mr. Sicarian and I have an understanding of one another. I'm aware of his past. It's
Prosper
nothing you have to worry about.
I kind of visibly relax. I say, I'm very glad to hear that, Ms. Van Dorn. I think that will help us avoid the possibly inevitable for as long as possible.
She says that's the thing about the inevitable, Mr. Trudeau. It often isn't. Not if you play your cards correctly.
And you're an excellent card player, I presume?
She's like, if I had the time, I would show you, yes.
Wonderful. Maybe when we make Planetfall?
I'd like that.
As would I. And I just, go to polish the lenses on my sniper rifle or whatever.
Whatever badasses do when they're not being badass.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. So, hour or so later, you've reached the edge of Andonian comm space, and where is everybody? Are you all on the bridge or?
Yeah, I'm on the bridge.
Okay.
I figured I'd be waiting to disembark somewhere.
Okay. And then Piani, you're also bridge.
I suppose just in the comms room, if anything, just to make sure, landing.
Yeah, I mean, you can
see any unusual communications or whatever. I'm with the crew and just making sure monitoring that shit.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can run any system on the ship from the bridge. The only time you really need to be in a separate room is if there's a hardware problem. Yeah, okay. So you're approaching, and then as soon as you cross over their satellite barrier or whatever, you get a hail from the Cultural Protectorate Space Defense Force or whatever from their customs. Who's gonna?
Where can, if I just answer it, what do they see? Do they just see me? Do they see the entire crew?
It's up to you. If you want to display...
I only answer with audio is I guess how I
Yeah,
want
and
to
that's... I was going to say, you have the choice.
Yeah, I only answer audio.
Okay.
They try to Skype call me, and I just answer audio. I don't turn my camera on.
If it even works.
Yeah, if it even works.
Okay. All right, so you you get a hail with like a call to open a channel. And you respond with audio. What do you say?
I look. Is there a mute button?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you guys have control over what you broadcast.
I mute it, and I'm like, Piani, what's our name?
The C word.
The C word. Okay. I unmute. I was like, yes, this is Lisa of the C word requesting permission to land, please.
So the voice comes back, and it's sort of like it's like all business, a little bit like bored. You can tell that this person has to do this a lot. And they're like, hold on, scanning your ship now.
Okay.
And they keep you on the line. You can hear other voices, like they're obviously in a control center somewhere. And then they come back and they're like, C word, is it?
Yep, the C word.
What's your purpose on Andoni?
We're here. We're dropping off some goods.
So I assume you have the appropriate documents for that. You can just send them over here. Sending you the frequency now.
All right,
and you
thank
get a
you.
little like prompt for upload of your manifest.
Yeah. How do I upload? What is the? And I'm looking at Piani, and I'm like pointing to this thing. I'm like, how do I upload? What do I click the upload button? I'm new at this. I'm sorry. Can you help me, please? And I'm like screaming at Piani.
You're pointing at this. Okay, so
Certainly, we had to have prepared for this, right?
well, I mean,
Adam,
you
we
have
also have a secondary mission, don't we? We have some luggage we are bringing in or whatever.
yeah, but it's also like stolen merchandise, right? So you may not want to just be straight up with that. But yes, you do. You want to drop that off too while you're on the planet.
So can I generate a manifest?
Yeah, you want to just like hack together a fake manifest? Go for it.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck
Can we
yeah.
help him?
If you have the computer skill.
I don't, but I'll take a -1, right?
No, you can't. You can't do it if you don't.
Oh, get off! All right, never mind.
Shit.
Go ahead, Piani. Make that roll.
I made the roll.
Okay.
Ouch.
Well, you're both terrible.
Hold on.
It's true.
I think I want to try to regenerate these documents.
Okay.
I think I want to use.
You
I
wanna
feel
use
like
your alternate outcomes.
yes, I'm using
Okay.
alternate outcomes.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll.
So
What the fucking fuck shit?
That's the worst you could possibly.
That's
It's
the
like a
worst.
crayon picture of a dick or something like that. You're like,
You just draw a dick butt and send it over, and I'm like,
it's dick butt.
yeah, you hand it to me, and I look at it. I'm looking back at you. I look back. I'm like, all right.
So both the futures that lie before you, Piani, are not good in this regard. So there's a pause, obviously, where the guy's processing the information. You see it like upload, and he reads it, and he says, "This manifest looks corrupt. I got a lot of bad sectors here. I'm gonna have to ask you to land. We're sending you new coordinates." And so you get a flight plan that pops up in your autopilot.
Higgs, tell him we're fucking out of view. Tell him we can't.
Hey, listen there. What's your name, friend?
He's like, Customs Agent 655321 is my name, sir.
All right, 321. We've got some issues on our. We can't make it to those coordinates. You see, we just came hot off of Scuzzlebutt out in the asteroid field, and we don't have enough fuel to get to where you're at. But we have our original destination, which is what we planned for. So can you just send over some people to meet us there? I'm sorry to be such a pain, but we just don't have the fuel.
Checking. Hold on.
Okay, thank you, 321.
So
I look back at the group and I'm like,
So did you file a fake flight plan or?
yeah, I would assume. I look towards the piano. I'm like, I mute again. I was like, you got one of those fake flight plans? Did you?
Well, actually, our flight plan is legit if it says we are going to this destination.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, do you want to tell them that you're going outside the pacified zone?
Uh,
Because that might be more suspicious than, like, we're landing in the city at a normal dock somewhere.
Maybe we don't know.
You don't know where you're landing?
Just fucking play stupid.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
No,
you're
that's
just
what I
gonna
do.
go there?
I tell them the coordinates where we're gonna land, and if they
Okay,
ask
so
me anything,
he
I'll
comes back, and he's like, sir, these coordinates are outside the pacified zone. This is restricted
what?
territory.
Well, what does that mean?
Who gave you these coordinates, sir?
The person. Look, we've got a bunch of pasta on board, and we got to get them to this spot out there, or you know how upset Italians and emotional they can be. We got to get it out there. You're not helping
Sir-
me out, 321.
Sir, if you could just cease where you're headed there, and we'll send a custom ship over to dock with you in about looks like about 8 hours.
You want me to meet? You want me to stay right here?
Hold position, please, sir.
Well, that's going to cost fuel, sir.
You
Come
can turn
on,
off
3,
your,
2,
turn off
1.
your engine, sir.
Well, then we'll start falling, sir.
You're still in safe parameters. I can't let you land. I'm sorry. We just need to check on board the ship. This manifest is bad. Look, just stay where you are. We'll get somebody over there right quick. Take a look at it. I'm sure
Well,
we'll get it
how
all
you said this is
sorted
going
out.
to take 8 hours?
You want to try and convince him to just like overlook it?
Well, I guess that's where I'm getting at. Yeah.
Okay. You can use persuade if you want to. It's going to be harder than if you use bureaucracy, but I don't think you have that. So,
Yeah.
anybody on the ship have bureaucracy?
I thought
I
thought
might.
someone did.
I have,
did
well, I have
Victor?
business, I don't have bureaucracy. Let me check.
Victor had bureaucracy. I think.
Victor's dead. Just deal with it.
God,
All right.
had it. He could have come in right now.
If you want to, I mean, you
God.
could use business if you want to try and bribe the dude.
I'm not
but,
bribing him. I'm just trying to persuade him.
Yeah. Okay. So you just want to bamboozle him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I can
all right.
help him with perception. I could give him an idea.
I have persuade.
There, let her help and persuade. She'll
Do you
flash
want to chime in, Piani?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What do you say to help?
Well, I would assume
I come on like fucking I'm 3-2-1. I'm sorry. I've been dealing with these jackasses all week. They sent me the wrong manifest. And originally, they even loaded the wrong cargo. We had to turn around. That's why we don't have a whole lot of fuel. I'm sorry about all the fucking information you get, but we got to land. I mean, he's not kidding you. We're fucking running on fumes here.
Okay.
At least let us get down to the ground. We'll hold position. We'll be ready to go. You can come and land. But I'm fucking sorry, but these fucking assholes, they don't know a computer from a hole in their ass.
Yep. Sorry about that. 321. That was my first mate, Pepperoni. He came on. Yep.
So Piani, make your computer check. If you can get a 10 or a 7 or better, you can aid. There you go. Okay, so make your persuade roll there, Higgs, and you get an extra +1 from Piani's assist.
Fucking.
Oh, yeah!
He is so persuaded. He's never been more persuaded of anything in his whole life.
Having a great day at work. Thanks for talking.
You guys are so friendly. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe that's the thing. Like, he waits for a while, and then he like talks quietly, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna let you down, but don't tell anybody I did this." And yeah, okay, I'm transmitting the codes now. You guys have a good day, and hey, land safe, okay?
All right. Thanks, 321. You have a grand day too.
Okay, so you get clearance, like your screen goes from like yellow to red on the holding meter, and you're given clearance to go down to the planet.
Okay.
You look over and Rajani is just like wiping sweat off her forehead, and she's just like, "Wow, that was a mess."
Yeah. I shoot her the finger guns.
Yeah, I think she just puts her hands up like, "Well, you did it, so good
Yeah.
job."
And that makes 8 planets. You're welcome. Just like wow.
Okay, cool. So it takes about an hour to get where you're going. When you enter the atmosphere, you pass over the nearest like big city, and you can see that like the city you're in before, it's all like big, clean. Like there's no pollution on this planet. You can see several like out around the city, several like what look like brand new like fields with lots of like harvesters that are built around it. It looks like they've been doing a ton of work to improve the like infrastructure of the planet. in the last little while, because you guys have been gone about 6 months, I guess.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, 7 months now. And yeah, it looks like the government's doing like a pretty serious job of like getting shit together.
Cool.
So the planet's doing pretty good, and you you head for the destination. Rajani says to whoever's like piloting the ship, I think that's Prosper.
I think that'd be me.
Okay. Yeah, so she tells you that the location that you're headed for is a like it used to be like a farming village. It's abandoned now, but there's some infrastructure there that they've been using. They're hiding out there, and so she helps you like navigate towards it. Tells you where to land when you get
There's
there.
nothing like. Am I flying by sight?
No, I mean you've got your like instruments and stuff, but there's nothing out here, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the terrain is primarily you're in like the sort of temperate area around the middle of the planet. You land in like what looked like it used to be farmland, so like lots of flat area. There's a like mountain range several kilometers off in the distance, and there's like a river nearby. Then you land kind of out in this empty field. So Rajani gets on her comm and gets in touch with someone, and there's a short conversation. You only hear her half of it, but she's not speaking English. She's speaking in Pashto. And then she says to, I don't know, kind of to nobody, to like all of you. She's like, my crew is on the way. You're welcome to stay here for the night if you like, and head back tomorrow. In fact, I would appreciate it if you would come and meet my men. We'll feed you, and you can stay here. It'll be more comfortable than on the ship.
Well, it might be more comfortable, but we're not going to die on the ship.
She says,
Look, I thank you. I'm well. The hospitality is nice, but we don't know your people. We barely know you. I don't feel like dying.
Surely it would be valuable for perhaps one person to make overtures.
Are you saying you want to die today, Mr. Smug?
Well, it seems like a good day.
Well, okay. Smugly McFuckerson over here says that he wants to welcome himself to your hospitality, and we'll, I guess, pick him up tomorrow. Anyone else want to?
Mind.
So she says to you, Higgs, she's like, it was my understanding that you wanted to build a business relationship with Mustafa Lee. I am operating here as his agent. I feel like it would only be appropriate for you to come with me and share a meal and discuss business. Don't you think?
All right, I'm staying, I guess.
Can you also help us drop off our deliverables that we had brought from our original destination as well?
She says, yes, let me see the coordinates. And Piani, you have them in the system. You can show her.
Fire him over.
She says, this is not far from here. It's outside in the outside of the pacified zone. So whoever you're delivering these things to, they're trying to do as we are and operate outside of the government site. We can send them a message from my base, and you can discuss with them if they want to come pick it up or need you to drop the equipment off.
I look at Mr. Higgs and say, 2 birds, 1 stone, sir. This is a good call, I think.
What is the ship going to be okay, Piani?
The ship ought to be fine. I don't know if they're going to actually come and inspect us, but
That's what I'm afraid. The last time we left the ship, I got an arm not stuck up my ass, which was kind of interesting, but I got interrogated for days. So did you. So did Mr. S, and we actually lost someone as well. So I'm a little bit hesitant to leave it, if you understand.
Pike can pilot at least like atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
You know, okay. I can maintain comms if I leave, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I think we can go. I think the ship will be okay.
Okay. Hey, where's Wu? And I'm starting looking around. Is he with us?
Wu's coming fucking with us.
Oh, he's
Yes.
coming with us. Mr. S, you want to go grab Wu and get him out here?
Sure.
He
Right.
likes to give
Go
me
off to do
shit.
that.
I'd rather it just be done and over with. So
Okay. So you find him and just let him know you're going to get off the ship.
No, I told him to go get Wu to like.
Yeah,
bring
that's what
him
I
to
mean.
the
Like,
cell.
Sicarian's gonna go. Jeff, you're gonna go and get him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, you guys land where you're directed to, and Rajani is waiting in the cargo area so she can disembark.
Okay. Yeah, we're all ready. I guess we just wait. We're ready to go.
All right, cool. So yeah, you get off the ship and out onto the planet's surface. It's cold, but not like freezing cold. It's not like Hoth out here, but it's cold. It's like in the middle of the winter season. And yeah, you're just surrounded by these like prefab like colonist kind of buildings, like just like half domes. And they all look very much abandoned. Not like they've been like bombed out or anything, but they're all like covered in vegetation, and the weather has not been good to them. And even the like roads that have been like laid down around here are all like cracked and have like vegetation growing up through them. And when your eyes adjust to the light, you notice that there's a woman standing, waiting for you to like disembark. She's wearing like a kind of indistinct like gray like jumpsuit. She doesn't appear to be armed, or if she is, she doesn't have like a weapon in her hands. It's hard to see anything else about her from this distance.
Okay. We're just following Miss Van Dorn.
Okay, yeah. So she walks down the gangplank, gets out onto the ground, and waves to the woman, who comes over. And the two of them they hug briefly and have a short conversation in that language that she was speaking in Pashto on her phone. And then she introduces the woman to you. She's about, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years younger than Rajani.
Okay. Before she opens her mouth, I put up
Yep.
my hand. I'm just like, Lisa?
So Rajani laughs, and the woman looks sort of confused. And Rajani says, "No, Higgs. This is Victoria." And so the woman like shakes your hand.
Hello, number 2, Miss Victoria. Nice to meet you.
She says, "Victoria is in charge of security here. Victoria, this is Mr. Sicarian," and she like gestures to your giant robot companion, and it's like,
Not that giant. He's only 6 feet tall.
okay, but you're bulky, or you're in a big robot.
Yeah, in the suit. Yeah.
You're impressive looking. She says, "Victoria, this is Mr. Sicarian. He's in charge of the security for the ship. I've assured him his ship will be safe while they're here." And Victoria nods, and she says, to you, Sicarian, she's like, "You have nothing to worry about." And she looks around, she's like, "I don't think anyone even knows we're out here."
Well, someone's
He gets
always
it up.
watching.
He says, "I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we are wanted for murder on this planet, so just please keep it that way."
What a fucking Higgs is wanted for murder.
Yeah, you keep saying we, but it was really me.
He goes, "You're absolutely correct. Let me clarify myself. Mr. Higgs is wanted for completely random murder on this planet. The rest of us are just his friends."
I put my hands on my hips and smile, try to catch the light on my teeth so it makes a glint. I don't know if I just blind myself in the process, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Victoria says, "Well, if you stay away from the city and don't let the police scan your identification, you should be safe. Besides, you're not staying long, are you?" And
No.
then Victoria and Rajani like exchange a look. Like Rajani is like, I'll talk to you about that in a second. And then Victoria changes the subject completely. She's like, "Well, you're just in time for dinner. I think Greg is almost finished. Come on." And she starts walking away from you.
Okay, yeah, we follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Victoria walks a little ways away to one of these like abandoned buildings, and like ducks under like a half-closed like garage door. And inside, once you follow her, the floor of the garage has like a big like tunnel entrance that's been like added to it, with a big metal like cap on it with a wheel, which she goes over and starts like unscrewing, and then pulls it up, and she says to you, "We live underground. It's not much, but if you just spent 2 weeks on a ship, you'll be right at home."
Yep. I'm in. I'm on board.
Okay, so she waits up here while you while you all go in, and then Victoria will be last, and Rajani is like in the front. And inside, it's what you would imagine like a fallout shelter to be like fairly cramped quarters. It would smell of like concrete dust, except that the whole place smells like really strongly of like some kind of like really pungent curry. It actually smells really good, depending on whether your character likes curry or not, I guess.
Sure.
Everyone likes curry, Adam. Jeez.
I don't want to play your character for you, Geoff.
Everyone.
You like it. You don't have a choice.
That's right.
Yeah, so it smells like food in here, and you can like she gestures down the hall, and like it's lit by like either like hanging bulbs or like a string of like extension cords with LEDs like plugged into them at certain junctures, kind of just hanging from the ceiling. And Rajani says to whoever the last person down the ladder, she's like, well, it's not much, and certainly no Swan Song, but it's our home for now.
Well, thank you. You just compared the Swan Song to be nice. Woo, you could learn a few things from our guest.
Wu is like partway down the hall. He's like, Higgs, your ship is still a piece of shit, and I am hungry. Let's go. And he like starts walking down a random hallway.
Yeah, I just kind of shake my head and mutter. I'm like, I'm going to kill him someday, I swear to God.
So a few minutes later, you're all in like a dining room, basically. There's some like cheap furniture that looks like it was stolen off of like a military base. There's like metal tables and some chairs. And Victoria and Rajani go off into another room, and you can hear them having a conversation with like a man, someone else in that language. But they've said like, have a seat, and food will be out in a few minutes.
Great.
Cool. Okay. So as promised, yeah, the source of the delicious food smell is revealed to be as you expected, like a curry. Victoria and there's another guy. The guy seems to be like about Victoria's age. Like these people are all like kind of on the like young end of their like probably the young end of their 20s. Like they're between like 23 and 24, like in that range. So this guy is he looks maybe Turkish. And he's like pretty athletic looking guy, short hair, wearing the same kind of like gray jumpsuit. But he's got his like stripped to the waist and like tied around his waist, and he's just got like a white shirt on underneath, and he's carrying like a bunch of bowls, like a bunch of metal bowls, and he comes out and puts them on the table. And he introduces himself to you. His name's Greg Gedalia, and he mentions that the third member of their, well, fourth now that Rajani's back, the fourth member of their team is away. He's in the city right now, but that he'll be back tomorrow if you're still here.
Okay.
And so yeah, you all sit and I assume eat dinner.
Yeah.
I make polite conversation, but I'm also straight to business about getting the other task dealt with, basically.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you get the impression that Greg and Victoria defer to Rajani. Like she's the one that does most of the talking. If she asks them questions, they'll answer, but for the most part, they're pretty quiet. They seem to be, Greg especially, like really observant of you, though. Like you notice they're like watching you really intently, and like, you know, you can tell that they're paying attention to the things. That you're
Mr.
saying.
S specifically.
All of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are they eating the food too? Like, is there no
Yep.
question? They just dive in. Okay, I watch and wait for other people to eat it, or if no one else is eating, I wait for Wu to eat it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Wu digs in right away as soon as there's food in front of him.
Okay, I wait like 5 or 10 minutes just to see if any reactions occur.
Okay.
Wu is the official Swan Song canary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He seems to like it. It's not poisoning him or anything.
Okay, I guess when I noticed it, I'm just like, well, I'm glad to see Greg you didn't poison us because Wu's still alive. Thank you for that. I'm gonna hope this looks good. Thank you for being so kind to us.
He says, well, my food is not great, but I hope it doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm joking.
Wait,
joking,
this is
please.
gonna kill me? Is that what? Okay.
It's safe to eat. I promise.
Okay. You got to be careful. I'm a very literal person. You got to be careful.
So Rajani says, as far as like dropping off the supplies that after you're done eating, you can use their communication suite. It's encrypted and secure. You can get in touch with your buyer, and they can arrange for a drop off or whatever it is that you need. But while you're here, she actually has another business proposal for you. She says that
Miss Van Dorn does?
she does, yeah.
Okay, what's the business proposal?
She says we have a job to do here on Andoni. I didn't just come here to reunite with my crew. We need to pick something up and get it off of the planet, which is, as I understand, speaking to you, something you have experience with on Andoni, in fact.
Yeah, we've done it before. What are you moving?
We don't know.
Well, that's a problem.
She nods. It is. I wouldn't be taking this mission if it weren't for Mustafa Lee giving it to me directly. And to be perfectly frank, it pays very well.
Okay, I'm interested.
I'm authorized to, if you can help us, give you a 10% cut of what we get from the buyer, but it's going to be tricky.
Well, what is? 10% is what is 10%?
100,000 credits.
Okay, I'm in.
She nods. Good. Let me tell you the rest before you agree.
All right. I'm in, but what else are we doing?
The planet, the new government has undergone a great deal of archaeological work on this planet. There are dig sites all over, and especially outside of the pacified zone. We don't know what they're looking for, but something they've found near here, Damascus Gate dig sites, well, someone wants it. And Mustafa has put me in charge of obtaining it. Now, it's under guard right now. There's a dig site nearby. The Cultural Protectorate does have armed forces there protecting it, but we do have security clearance. It should be safe, but it is 2.5 weeks old now. So there is a chance that it isn't. And she looks at Piani and is like, I may need your help in that regard. We need to get into the dig site, obtain the crate that our buyer is looking for, and get it back on board the Swan Song and deliver it.
Well,
Now,
hold on. You're using our ship. You're heavily relying on our crew, and we're getting 10%. I'm thinking 30 is a little bit more what we're going to be doing the job for, not doing it all.
Do you want to try and haggle with her?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so this is business. This is where business comes in.
Okay.
So
I
can help.
Yeah, you want to help? How do you help, Mr. Securian?
So as he says this, I say, I would chime in and say, actually, we have completed another task in arriving here that paid handsomely as well. Something that is this dangerous, and we all have experience, of course, knowing that the higher the cost of the gig, the bigger the risk. So I think anything less than 15% would be kind of silly to consider.
Okay, so why don't you roll your business and see if you help.
Is business based off charisma?
Yeah.
And if you have,
yeah. So Securian helped you, so you get a +1 there. Do you have a charisma bonus?
it's not checked or it's not a 0 or anything. So is it inherently a -1?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm just rolling +1 because I have charisma of 1. So
okay.
Here we go. 10.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you spend some time haggling with her, and eventually she agrees. She agrees on 30%. So yeah, you agree on 300,000 credits if you're willing to both help them get the crate that this guy is looking for and smuggle it off world and make the delivery. If you can do all that, 300,000 credits, done.
Okay. Yep, we're on board.
Okay. So she says that you can. I mean, you'll finish eating and then you can talk now about the plans, or we can all rest and talk about it when we're fresh in the morning. Whatever you prefer.
Now, please. Yeah, we should. Let's.
Okay.
Planning is always preparation, and preparation is always planning.
Okay. All right. So you guys finish your meal, and Greg and Victoria excuse themselves to, I don't know, go and do something, and they leave you with Rajani to talk about plans. So why don't we? It's a little bit early, but why don't we take our break here, and then we'll jump back in with the planning before you guys go on your mission. That sound good?
Cool. Yeah. Works.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
We'll be right back, guys. We're going to take another break, and then we'll go into hour 3 after this. We'll see you then.